referencing a book, the Bible and the Old Testament and the scriptures therein.
Yeah.
And while I personally do believe that Christ was a prophet, though I believe other prophets have risen in other religions, I will say that even despite, the various things with the Bible that some people could call imperfection, being written by men, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, which implies that Jesus and Mary Magdalene had intimate relationships. And of course, the Gospel stating he had a twin brother. The dozens of Gospels that have been excluded from the Bible.
Right.
Without that, I'm going to use a book. Do you believe that things are right because God said so?
I only know of 4 options in answer to that question. The powerful define right and wrong, King Arthur and his knights.
All right.
Secondly, culture defines right and wrong. American culture, South African culture, Nazi culture.
Okay.
Third option, the individual defines right and wrong.
Right.
You do, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth option, God defines right and wrong. If one of the first 3 options is correct, then obviously morality is relative, which means it just depends upon which powerful person or which culture or which individual you're talking to, because we all have disagreements and nobody's right, nobody's wrong, it's relative.
I will say that's a very simplistic way to look at moral relativism.
But if there is a God, then it's possible that there are objective morals.
All right.
Because there's a will prior to the human will that will's good.
Do you believe in that fourth option?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've been reading about this in my philosophy class.
Good. Way to read.
So, would you say that God, once again, defines what is right and wrong, or do you believe that God sees what is right and wrong and tells us?
Good question. I'm convinced that God's character is good. Therefore, goodness is defined throughout eternity by the character of God.
So goodness and moral values stem from God's persona. Right, his character.
Correct.
All right, so under that, that would be not divine command theory, but the argument of divine perfection, correct? Where God is a perfect entity, and because he is a perfect entity, he is able to be the scale by which we judge morals, correct?
Incorrect.
Okay.
The Bible never says God is a perfect entity.
All right.
When the Bible talks about the perfection of God, it's talking about his character.
Right.
His character is perfectly good.
So his moral character,
yes, sir,
is perfect.
Right.
All right. So here, I'll get to that though.
Well, I'll answer that if you want me to, but go ahead.
So, if God's character is perfect,
right, perfectly good,
then his decisions are arbitrary.
What does that mean?
What he says is good is ultimately defined by the only thing that existed in the universe prior to the existence of light, right? So he is in fact saying that this is good because I say so. Based, of course, on what you call a perfect character. But how can we have if all you ever knew, let's say I had a daughter, the feral child, right? Have you heard of that? There was a most likely developmentally delayed girl who was kept in her room, chained to her bed, and had her food switched out once a day, her waist taken out for 10 years. That's 12. Excuse me. But regardless of that, if all you ever knew was, let's create an imaginary person named Jebediah. I don't care what his name is. John, for sure. We got a guy named John. All that I have ever known was John. He came into my room every day for 12 years. He fed me. He took out my waist. Was that right, what John did, though, by chaining me to that bed? Do I know otherwise? Because you have complete power, or you have a perception of moral perfection, how does that justify how can we be sure that God is really moral perfection? Is there objective morality that is perhaps different from God's? And what about another book? There are lots of books. There's the Book of Mormon. There's the Hindu scriptures. There's the Buddhist scriptures. There are, I could go on. We don't need me to. Why are those other books not correct? Is my belief in God less valuable than your belief because I don't believe that Christ is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Am I allowed to not believe in the correct objective morality? What part of objective morality could I not understand myself if God has already defined it? Wouldn't I know?
If I date rape, are you going to respect my decision to date rape?
No.
Why
but
not?
If God said that you should, if you date raped someone, I would judge that morally wrong.
Is that arrogant on your part?
No.
Why?
Because I have a set of relativist beliefs that make raping someone wrong in my eyes.
Good. That's your eyes. What about my eyes?
Well,
if I'm a date rapist, what's the basis of you telling me that what I did was wrong?
Because
free will.
Rape is taking away free will.
So what's wrong with that?
That's not the choice for you to make.
What's wrong with that?
Well, what is wrong with that? You tell me. You've been talking about it quite a bit.
Good. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. To date rape is wrong because it is a violation of the dignity of a human being created in the image of God. But if a human being is a cosmic accident, then there's nothing absolutely wrong with date rape. It's just a choice. But the reason that date rape is wrong is because God created us with innate, intrinsic value. We're human beings. And to denigrate a human being by date rape is absolutely evil. Not because I'm smart, not because I'm an altruist, but simply because a human being is created by God and it's a violation of the dignity of that human being.
There are quite a few people who would say that humanism is an adequate response as to why someone's free will, their human safety, the right to life, liberty, and property, if you would like to refer to Locke.
Yeah.
There are quite a few people who say that simply existing as a collection of atoms that know we are atoms is sufficient reason, and that our consciousness is real to us.
Good. And my consciousness is real to me. And therefore, if I want to jerk this chain off his neck, I have a right to do what I want.
Me not to interrupt you, I would ask the same.
All right, I'm sorry.
Get him, man. So, there are many popes, for example, who have been quite humanist. Pope, I believe Nathan II, but I probably got the name wrong. I know it starts with an N. He was a Renaissance pope.
Yeah.
He believed that the human experience matters, right? That being on this earth is in of itself justification, that our only goal is not to go to a floating city in the clouds, but that we need to not only pursue morals for fear of going to hell or anything like that. We need to pursue morals because right here and now they matter. I hold the same view, but I have the omission of the belief that Christ is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Okay.
What makes those beliefs different? Is it because I don't believe that I'm objectively wrong? Or is it because... What?
Well, I don't have the faintest idea, sir, why you believe what you believe. That's for you to tell. I don't know.
Well, can you explain to me then how Christ is different from the book I wrote in 5th grade about how the world came to be? Can you tell me that? I even wrote it about a real person.
He lived a sinless life. You and I have both blown it. He taught amazing ethical teachings. He died a death on a cross, loving and forgiving his enemies. Right. And 3 days after he died, he rose from the dead. I promise that if you die and rise from the dead, I will listen very carefully to everything you have to say.
All right.
He died, he rose from the dead. That historical resurrection sets him apart as totally unique, totally different from you and me, from every prophet, every teacher, every philosopher, be it John Locke or whoever, Bertrand Russell, that has ever lived. Does that make any sense?
My book was about Chuck Norris raising from the dead after being killed by some zombies. And it sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
If you can find a YouTube video of something of Jesus rising from the grave 3 days after, then if you can find proof that these divine miracles happen, and you can show them to me, I will believe that Christ rose from the dead. I might not believe that he's the Son of God.
Really?
Unless God comes to me and tells me so.
Don't you know what you can do with video? Haven't you seen Forrest Gump?
Well,
You actually think that Forrest Gump spoke to President Kennedy because it's on tape?
Something like that.
Come on, buddy, think. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous line of thought you've
In
taken.
absence of any video whatsoever.
Yeah, you don't have any video of George Washington being first president of the United States. You have no video of Lincoln being assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Historical knowledge, sir, is not based on video. Hate to tell you that, it's not based on video.
It's based on people that
The trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony.
you don't have.
Good. Then throw out Washington's first presidency, throw out Lincoln's assassination, throw it all out. Because you don't trust it. That's intellectually naive.